What I have in my hand here is a banner. Banner is probably, other than maybe adhesive vinyl, the most widely printed on substrate for latex printing. Banners are used widely throughout the industry, and among the many things latex offers is the ability to print outside. Now, banners can be indoor or they can be outdoor, and we can print successfully on both. Latex printers are excellent on banner. The scratch resistance is exceptional, the quality is very, very good, and they can also print very fast. They can print very fast on a banner, having the banner completely dry and going onto the take-up roll. Further, we have many options on which you can choose banners. So you have outdoor heavy scrim banners, you have smooth banners, you have double-sided banners. And what I want to do is discuss some of the types of banners, some of the offerings that we have, and then what these banners are for. I want to communicate a comprehensive vision of all the types of banners you can print on, and then the different sort of niches you can use these different banners for. So the first one I have here is a very typical scrim banner. This is a PVC product. It has a scrim to it. It's made by Ultraflex. It has the little logo here. This is a certified media. This is on the HP Media Locator as certified media. Now we have downloaded it, put it into the printer. You can download right from the printer and printed it. And it prints beautiful. It is a very nice front-lit scrim banner. This would be excellent for most indoor and primarily outdoor applications. This is made by Ultraflex. This is a partner of ours. They're a very large banner manufacturer in the United States. And as you can see, the quality is very good. Now what you download from the Media Locator is 12-pass. And we went on further and adjusted speed. So this is actually a 4-pass banner. This is a high-speed banner. This is 335 square feet an hour because the printer allows you to make more modes. You can use the downloaded certified mode, which is 12-pass, but then you can build a 10-pass and an 8-pass and a 6-pass. The resolution is going to be 1200 dpi. It also uses this small 12 picoliter drop. So you're going to have nice, sharp images. What's going to change is you're going to use just a little bit of ink. So your saturation is going to decline a little bit as you go faster, each pass mode faster, but also your price is declining too because it costs less to print at 80% density as opposed to 110% density. So these are different speeds, all based on the original 12-pass download that we downloaded. And this is a certified media. This is widely used. Now, some other types of media that we like quite a bit. This is also a certified product. This is made by Herculite Bantex. And this is a 10 ounce, so it's going to be a little thinner than the Ultraflex. And it is curl-free. One of the nice things about this is a black back version. They have versions also that are the white back. This is a curl-free product. So Bantex has developed a technology that when the banner hangs, it doesn't curl at the edges. And they guarantee that. It's very nice for display banners. Now the price is a little higher, but it also has a beautiful quality. And at this 10-pass at high speeds, because it's thin and very temperature resistant, it prints exceptional with quite a high ink load, even at 4 passes. Now this one here, we labeled has been done at 8-pass, which is 184 square feet an hour. That's what the certified download preset is on the Media Locator. And again, it's a curl-free. That's one of its real virtues. We like that. Ultraflex also has a curl-free product out. This is a smooth banner. Now the first one at the top is a Value Vinyls. It's a 15-ounce smooth banner, so this is a little heavier. But as I go through these, here's an Ultraflex DSS-12 Blackout Smooth. So this is quite a bit thinner. And then as you go through, this one here is a 10-ounce. This is from New Concept. This is a very thin PET blackout. It's not even PVC, it's PET. So this is a temperature-sensitive thin banner. Notice that it's printing at 16-pass. The reason we're running it at 16-pass is because it's more temperature sensitive. As let's say the temperature sensitivity for this media requires you to be 175 degrees Fahrenheit. If you go to 180 or 185, it starts to develop thermal deformation. So at 175 degrees, I want to put as much ink on it as possible to have a high quality, but I cannot increase the temperature. So what I'm going to do is go a little slower. I'm going to put 90% ink down at 16 pass because it's a very thin, scrimless blockout banner. Every banner has its own characteristics, so a heavy scrim can take a lot of heat. You know, the heavy Ultraflex and certainly the Bantex products, you can turn the heat to 240 degrees and it doesn't even dent it. But if you were to try to run a thin PET banner like this at 240 degrees, it's going to turn into bubble gum. So you're going to have to lower the temperature to compensate for the thermal signature of the media, and every media has a different thermal signature. Even though this is technically a banner, just like the Ultraflex or the Bantex is a banner, it's not composed the same. It's got a very different construction and it has different chemistry. And as a result, you have to accept what the media's chemistry is. We also have the Ultra Blockout Pro, which is a 15 ounce. It's a little heavier, and this is also very smooth. And then lastly, I have, again, another example of the new Concept product. This is a very thin banner. This is running at the 16 pass, but it looks very nice and it's smooth. Keep in mind, if you're printing on a super smooth banner, it's important that when you're done printing on it, it remains super smooth. Because if it's not smooth, it's then a warped banner, and a warped banner is not sellable. Another example I have here, this again is the Bantex, this is the curl-free, but what I want to show you is, this is 4 pass. This is 335 square feet an hour, completely dry off the printer. Because this is a thin banner, it's 10 ounce, and it is very heat resistant, I can run very fast with the temperatures turned all the way up to 241 degrees, and it allows me to put the maximum amount of ink on it at those speeds. So this banner, I think I'm putting 80% ink down at 4 pass, which is very difficult to do in most banners, because at that speed, you can only put so much ink density down. But because it's also thin, the conductivity is very good. You might not quite be able to get 80, it kind of gets near a threshold, but as you get a very temperature resistant and thin banner, those are your ideal high-speed banners. What you're seeing here is designed really to be seen at a distance, but as I've adjusted the interpass delay, which I only do in 4-pass prints, I don't do it from 6-pass onward, it's generally not required. But in 4-pass, I fine-tune it so that any of the overlapping pass lines become completely invisible. You can do the advanced calibration on the printer itself while it's running. So as I showed in another video, there's on-the-fly adjustments. You can adjust temperature, vacuum, interpass delay, and advanced calibration. This is an advanced calibration adjustment I do in 4-pass to very closely fine-tune and take away any little residual pass lines. The result is a very good-looking banner with a reasonable amount of ink at an extremely fast speed. I don't believe there's any printer anywhere close to this Latex 360 at these speeds, completely dry on a take-up reel, can print this quality. And this is a legitimate 4-pass speed on this printer, in my opinion. Next, we have double-sided. The Latex 360 and the Latex 370 are both automatic double-sided printers. That is, we have an automatic workflow using the OMOS to allow you to print double-sided. It's very successful, it's very easy to do. The most common is going to be something like this Bantex 18-ounce blockout. This is a heavy banner, it's got a lot of weight to it, the tensile strength is excellent, and printing double-sided, there's even some tricks so you can get the image from one side and the other side to print differently by changing the order of the prints in the queue, and you get a beautiful double-sided print. I'm keeping in mind that when I'm going outside for double-sided, especially on a banner, I want some strength out there. Because you don't have 2 images that you're welding together, sometimes with a blockout liner. 13 ounce plus a liner, you might be as high as 26 or 28 ounces as a total package. I have to accomplish the same thing with one panel. So keep in mind that you do want to be aware of your tensile strength requirements and the types of hanging banners, especially for outside. And this is always a very good choice for that. And then another example, just so I want to show you the capabilities of the printer for double-sided, even on a smooth material. This is an Ultraflex DSS-12. This is a thin, inexpensive blockout roll-up banner, and it's printed double-sided. It's a tough print. It's a double-sided process, and this is very temperature sensitive. Now, we were able to do this in 12 pass. If you were to do it in 16, which is a little more dwell time, or a 12 pass with an interpass delay, you might be able to add a little more ink and even enrich the color a little more. But at some point, especially on a very smooth and temperature sensitive banner, you have to accept that you can't run those at 8 pass. Those types of banners are going to be more of a 12 pass proposition. And in some cases, I have to go to 16. That's because the banner is smooth. It doesn't have the scrim, and it's going to be much more sensitive to heat. So the temperatures will have to be lower, let's say 190 degrees, and then you run your initial charts, which allow you to figure out how much ink you can put down, make sure everything is smooth, and you can always do some fine-tuning on the printer while it's running using on-the-fly adjustments, adjusting things like vacuum. You might have to adjust the temperature a little more if you think that that's needed, and if you want to compensate for the temperature, I usually adjust the interpass delay. That's going to give you a little pause on both sides. Those are all just tricks that what you learn while you develop on the printer, and you can fine-tune almost anything you run. The point I'm sort of making with the banner is there's really not a banner I can't run. Almost anything, both PVC and PET, scrim and scrimless, smooth and textured, will run on a latex printer. It's just a matter of refining a little bit to understand that different types of banners have very different characteristics. Now, the last thing I want to cover in some banner, this is something I think is very unique to latex, and particularly a product that HP manufactures. This is an HP HDPE, high-density polyethylene, reinforced banner. This is PVC free. This is very environmentally friendly, and there are a lot of jobs out there increasingly where the customers are saying, I want a PVC-free product. HP makes a great PVC-free banner. This banner is light. It is as durable as a 13-ounce. It's easy to use. This is a great choice when you have environmental or green or sustainability requirements from the customer. I believe this is almost the only true outdoor banner that's PVC-free on the market today that is truly recyclable. And HP even has a recycling program where we will take back all those banners and recycle them when you're done with them. This is an excellent green banner, and we use this widely for outdoor and indoor printing. We've used it even for very large banners where we've welded it together because it's light and it's easy to hang in large installations without kind of drooping. And it also saves quite a bit on shipping, especially if you're delivering it to remote locations. It's a really light, strong, PVC-free banner. I'm very fond of it. Another one I like, we're kind of focused increasingly on looking at markets and banners where you would look at PVC or paper-based products that are very environmentally friendly and especially for indoor applications. For a lot of indoor applications, you want to hang a banner, but you don't necessarily need outdoor durability. Now, this is a very good choice. This is by Catapult. It's also a very similar product made by Sill, and this is a non-woven. It is a paper-based, also PVC-free. It has a really nice texture to it in hand. This is going to be more than adequate for any indoor durability, and it probably has a pretty decent short-term outdoor durability as well. This is a type of banner that you can bring the price down, offer a very nice paper or non-woven alternative. It has a great texture and hand to it, so it certainly has an aesthetic appeal. And lastly, it just fits that sort of complete profile. Water-based inks, environmentally friendly banner, good price point, easy to print on, and this is something that we do, I think, uniquely. Here's another example of a non-woven. This is more of a texture, and this is Freudensburg. It's an Evo. And this is a non-woven. It's just sort of a woven paper-based product that's also impregnated with fibers that make it a little stronger. And this would be a great short-term outdoor or a long-term indoor banner. And then lastly, I want to show you a product. HP makes a very nice product, which is a coated DuPont Tyvek. This is uncoated. This is a very inexpensive, thin, standard Tyvek. And traditional printing technologies have a hard time printing on this because you get such an uneven surface, or so much of it will bleed into the back of it. With the latex, even on an inexpensive, traditionally, nothing special coated Tyvek, very thin, this cost is quite low. And for short-term outdoor applications or indoor applications, Printing on this Tyvek, very easy to do. I was quite surprised at how good it looked. Usually with the irregular surfaces of Tyvek with no specialized coatings, it tends to give a very irregular appearance. And this is actually quite impressive relative to what you would see in a lot of other technologies. And this Tyvek would give you, again, sort of a strong paper-based banner that you could print on. This just gives you an idea of the kind of different types of banners that exist, just sort of a general overview to let you know that you don't just have to print on a 13-ounce scrim banner. There's a lot of varieties out there, and latex will print on them. I mean, don't get me wrong, we can print on that 13-ounce scrim banner all day long. Expensive or inexpensive, it doesn't matter. It'll print beautiful on those type of materials. But banner is a pretty broad category, and you certainly can take the latex printer and look at other avenues within those categories.